Hi, it is iYikKam time again. So, the practice of the Wing Chun Wooden Dummy is actually a fighting simulations or a momentum simulations. So this is similar to when we want to learn how to fly a jet plane. We practice with a flight simulator. Say, if you want to fly, learn how to fly the Boeing 747, we practice with the Boeing 747 simulator. So that way we can gain some insight and practice different scenario where one cannot practice in the air because it can crash, okay, and it costs too much. And so Wing Chun Dummy is for that. Now, however, today's Wing Chun Dummy have some major issue for doing simulations. Wing Chun Dummy today is good. It has its classical value, okay? However, it had get into the point that it is not practical and not realistic at all. So in the recent decades, many of us is looking into internal mind power and all sorts of stuff, but the Wing Chun Wooden Dummy, which is in front of our face, in front of our eyes, we didn't really carefully look at it. So today, I like to share with you, we carefully look at this fighting simulator, which is a wooden dummy, and see what we need to do to upgrade it so that we have a realistic simulator. For example, if we want to learn how to fly a Boeing 747, we need to have a realistic 747 simulator. Even though it can be simplified, however, it has to be realistic. So we still can get something out of it. We cannot just go fly some video games, okay, which go nowhere, okay. So we need to look at the Wing Chun Dummy today and the entire simulations. And I propose that this new type of tools, I don't want to call it Wing Chun Dummy anymore. I call it the fighting or the momentum simulator. It has to be this way so that everybody can have a realistic, achievable training instead of something which is not effective and it is actually not realistic training or practice, and actually it just simply doesn't give us insight or any skill at all, okay, but just a ritual. Now let's look at the Wing Chun Wooden Dummy, okay. And there are a few points here we want to investigate and look at it closely. Otherwise, we really do not have a fighting simulator, but we are mimic posture when we practice with wooden dummy, and we really don't know what we are doing. We just repeat something, okay? So what I'm going to show you here on is for the Wing Chun West. It is called the momentum simulator or fighting simulator. It is no longer called wooden dummy or Wing Chun Wooden Dummy. It is Wing Chun simulator, fighting simulator, okay? Now, there are a few things in our usual simulator which is problematic, which is the new simulator which has correct it, okay? Make it realistic. So the dummy today is like something like stand like this with two arms, with a leg like that, with two arms, with another arm like that, okay? That is what I propose to obsolete for whoever want to train the Wing Chun simulator. Those old way or simulate the Wing Chun dummy set is good for classical. However, that is something which is if we want to have a simulation, we cannot use it because it really doesn't reflect reality. Okay. So if people want to train the old Wing Chun dummy that way, that's good. Okay, and Wing Chun dummy have its place there. However, we need to look at reality because Wing Chun need to move on. Okay, and again, I'm saying this for Wing Chun West. For whoever want to do their own stuff, that's fine. Okay, and it is much more beneficial to have this type of simulator than a wooden dummy because we are not dealing with a dummy. We're dealing with real life simulation. Okay. So the first thing, the first issue of first problem of the today's Wing Chun wooden dummy is the wall mount. The wall mount. Okay, the wall mount like that. If I'm a dummy, the wall mount, so people cannot go on the side, but keep at front here only. Okay, that's the first. The second thing is the arm of the wooden dummy is the wood like this. Okay, so it pops out like this, and that is causing one to keep a distance from one. Okay, because it is poked out like that, nobody is going to go inward, close body. Wing Chun is a sticking body short strike, which need to be close, but then because of all this thing here, one will be practicing the Wing Chun dummy far away with some arm techniques or leg techniques, but cannot get close. Okay? Another word is called chasing hand. Okay? The third thing is this middle leg and the positions. This middle leg and the positions of these two arms. Okay? And these two arms and the position of that two legs do not reflect reality. No real human is like that, and when one faces somebody in a fight, it is not going to be like this. Okay, it's not going to be like this. It's like this. Okay? So the feet of the wooden dummy, the leg of the wooden dummy, it's not like that. You don't see human like that. You see it this way. The leg is outside or aligned with the fist. Okay, outside the leg. Okay, the leg here is, see that my fist here? My fist here is outside is inside the leg or close to the leg. Okay, you see this? This leg, and then this is, if I draw a line like that, or like this, okay? Which is within this leg. It's never be like that. Where leg inside there, and this like a usual classical Wing Chun wooden dummy. So now, this is how a wooden dummy, which is upgraded into a fighting simulator, will look like. You notice that there's no wall mount here, so people can go as close or go behind as one like. The second, this is flexible. It's not something stuck here. Okay, it's not something stuck here there where I cannot get in. like the usual wooden dummy. Okay, and then if you notice, this leg is in a realistic range with respect to the arm, and you have another hand there. So if you face somebody, this arm is this arm, this arm, this hand, this leg is something like that. So when one faces the wooden dummy, one really facing a reality. It's not like facing something like that. You never see somebody like that or something like that. You're facing something like that. Okay, like you're facing me, facing this wooden dummy. So this is a simulator, and that is how a realistic fighting simulator or a momentum simulator needs to be. Again, number one, it be able to let one walk anywhere one want to. The second, it be able for one to get close. It's not stuck by this hand, okay, or being limited by this hand. Another thing is have this realistic human ergonomy, leg and arm arrangement, so that one see whatever in the real life. Okay, you never see a human being like that, with the leg like that, okay? Okay, so that is how a realistic simulator looks like for Wing Chun, okay? Now, for past so many decades, everybody is busy with all this internal mind power, and this is what right in front of our eyes. We never take a close look at something in front of our eyes. It is problematic with the old dummy like that, and it's not going to give realistic result, and it's not going to efficiently or effectively help a Wing Chunner to develop a Wing Chun skill. So it end up, the old Wing Chun dummy end up with like this. It's keeping walking around, and because there's a bar here, a wall mount there, you cannot get far than here. Okay, and then because this is not aligned properly, the whole body is very awkward, and if one condition that way, what is that got to do with reality? However, if one condition this way, then one knows this is like a human. Okay? And sure, one need this arm because one need to check this arm because one need when one go close by. Okay? So the Wing Chun techniques can be practiced with this flying simulations or with this fighting simulator or this momentum simulator. One can go practice just to make sure it is fluent, or one can actually go full force. And again, because this is using a typical generic bag, which is we use today, where many people train with this type of thing, we have a basic strength reference there. Okay, not something out of the blue or some dummy we don't even punch and so those kind of stuff. Now, for example, you know, let's get something which is realistic that we can see in how this Wing Chun dummy can, this Wing Chun simulator. Okay, I want to call it simulator, no longer dummy. Okay, for Wing Chun simulator for Wing Chun West too. It's like, for example, in the BOG, right? BOG, we have this elbow, right? This cup tongue, right? With this, with the the classical wooden dummy, how to practice this. Okay, this techniques. But with this realistic wooden dummy, remember this leg is like this. Okay, this is how this techniques works. Let me show you. Right, you walk in from here. Okay, this is just to guard you. This talks how to guard you. Continue to walk in, cut jump, going down. Okay, so my body is already actually have to go through the wall mount bar, okay, and my leg has to be in the proper position. So again, okay, you just walk in, okay, and we can go full speed, okay. You just walk in. So this is what I mean by the momentum simulator or the fighting simulator. This is for real, okay? Now, again, so this is from the Cham sets. Usually, this is what is called this and then the cut jump, okay? So you can practice real technique there, okay? And another thing is, Wing Chun is going to get in from two directions. If I face it front like that, it's going to get in this direction. This is the middle door, the center door directions, or it's going to get into this direction, side slant in. So this is like this in, and this is like this in, okay? Now, say I'm going to go this way in and turn this way, which is a normal Wing Chun applications, okay? So we get in from here, bang, we get in for the middle door, okay? Or if you want to go do close, you just bang in here, okay? So you can get it in. If the using the classical wooden dummy, you simply cannot do that. It just limits you all the way. And not to mention, notice my feet here, okay? When I go here, I strike from this side, and then now I'm moving here. This is closer now, okay? And because this is not a rigid rod, you see how it changed? So in the high speed, it's like this, right? In the high speed, it's like this. You come in, you can shoot in from here. So that you simulate the Wing Chun techniques. You practice the Wing Chun techniques. So if you face the real human like that, you just go in. You go in, okay? So it becomes a nature that we live with this kind of stuff, okay? However, if you have this like this type of stuff, we really don't know where to put the leg and then how to switch from this door to this door, because this does not allow you to do so. It's not allow you to do so, okay? So that's why this is a much better handling or a better simulator, okay, than the classical thing. Now I want to show you another thing, okay, which is why this classical simulator, this fighting simulator is better. Is we all know, or we all have heard this what they call it, the Wing Chun iYikKam, where you use this to clamp other people's feet. You know, so somebody kick you, you just go and use this iYikKam, the clamping, the gold, like the clamp there. Okay. Now, is that true that it is this way? Well, in Wing Chun there are something similar to this, but it is certainly not that somebody kicked me and because I stand iYikKam, I can clamp his leg or block or something. it is not. Okay, so today I want to show you how that thing works. Okay, and it's related to the leg of this simulator also. If you put the leg in here, all bets off, you cannot do anything with it. Okay, however, if it is this side, that can simulate the reality. Okay, so what happens is this. If I face him, okay, if I face him, then if I go from here in, okay, you see my leg is here already, okay, within, in outside of his feet here, and say I strike him here, okay, so from here I strike him here, now facing his leg, his hand, I facing, I shoot in, I strike him here, right? Now, he's going to struggle, right? He's going to struggle. So, the second, if the first timing is I shoot in, the second timing he's going to struggle. So what I'm going to do, okay? Of course, number one thing is that because we're shooting at here, this is far away. If I control its center of gravity, or I control here, I disrupt him here, this is late, too late to get to me, and I can continuing to get a close body strike, so forth. However, there are things which in Wing Chun that in the past many decades people do not pay attention to and do not practice, and that is the climbing. Okay, so if I get in here, okay, he is struggling with this. Guess what? Okay, so it is from here in, step in. Okay, you see my feet is touring here, my head is touring here. That is the leg techniques of control momentum. So that is this. Okay, that is what in the movie and what people talk about this. In fact, this is not the way how it is this. So it's from here you shoot in, right? You shoot in from here, just pay attention, leg, go in. And then I can keep forward if I want to. Okay? So that part of the techniques, with this simulator you can train it. If this leg is here, this cool thing is blocking me and the feet is here. Like this. I'll have a tough time to practice that techniques. And that's why the technique get lost. However, if we go back to the realistic view, right? Shoot in. Okay, actually my body is pouring this way. He's trying to come in, and I just take him out. You see how I deal with this? Right? So that's what this is about. It is not that you go standing iYikKam practice shooting power like that. It is not. It is all the move and using that part of leg. So the lower four ball of Wing Chun with today's wooden dummy, it's really quote unquote missing in action. So that's why I propose to get this dummy this way, have a realistic practice, have a realistic simulations, and anybody can come to this simulator and practice different type of techniques. Get in, okay? Say just now the beauty, okay, or the forward one, the what we call the K-jump of the spear elbow. You just go in. Okay, so this is be able for one to use a simulator to really get something realistic out of the practice instead of just doing all the sets. So this is what I'd like to share with you today. And again, with this type of simulator, everybody can get in their home. One don't have to be mounted on the ground, put on the wall, whole bunch of stuff, and the cost is a lower cost too. This guy and this guy all is about only around $300 US or even cheaper. But one can just practice the one's Wing Chun techniques, and one walk around the positions as one like, so one get familiar with it instead of just staying over here and walk over here and just call it dummy. No, it should not be like that. Wing Chun is a close body short strike, right? Go in, you take care of this. There's all kinds of stuff because it's a real lifestyle we're dealing with. Okay, and again, you might ask, so why is this his right arm, right leg as the lead, and this is the back arm? Well, because usually human, the left side, the left arm is not as agile with the right side. So I purposely, in this case, set it up so that I'm facing his right side to train my left side more. Well, one can easily switch this. One can easily switch this. Okay? So, you see all this flexibility and all this realistic, without this type of practice, I really don't know how people can get anything out of it. Sure, one can bang the wooden dummy's arm to make it stronger, you know. But wait a minute, is Wing Chun going to train your arm banging like some hard stuff? Or some long free stuff without going really get in? Okay? So this is to share with you, and there are many things there. Okay? So this will conclude my sharing with you on the technology of science of Wing Chun, to have a big picture and details, and have a realistic view which is achievable, not something which is magic and only the old ancient people know, we don't know. And in fact, as we know today, I point out all this flying simulator issue at different point, which is an upgrade of the usual wooden dummy. There's so many things need to be upgraded. So the past is not it doesn't mean to be perfect. And also, you know, today we have this kind of technology. We build this kinds of standing up vertical heavy back. In the past, they don't have this technology. So now we use this technology. Okay. It doesn't mean that we say that the past is no good. No, we say that we need to proceed further. We need to use the technology to simplify our development, our training, and to have a realistic training. Okay? So, what I present to you in this channel is, number one, we need to know 613.3, because that's the basic of the Chinese martial arts and healing art. We need to know that by details. Okay, as in my book, The Basic Ancient Wing Chun Science and Art. That one. The second thing is that we need to know Wing Chun is a sticking body short strike, which is Wing Chun have its momentum type, Wing Chun have its power type, its mechanics, and its body condition type, which is I wrote in the book, my book, The Beginning Wing Chun King. Okay? And with this tool, we be able to understand why is the set is practiced this way. Okay? Like for example, the same the same move in the beauty set. When you go through this, what is it? And then now you know, oh, it is this. It's walk-in close. Okay? So we know that. Okay? And then the Chi Sao is another simulator to see how can one receive and go close. Okay? That is a momentum simulator, one momentum simulator. Okay? And the wooden dummy, or now we call it the fighting or momentum simulator, it is for practicing the real life martial art applications where one can go full force, high speed, crush in a realistic way, so that one be able to use it. Okay? So this is to share with you, and this is the platform of Wing Chun West. Again, I'm no any kind of grandmaster or guru. I just point out that, like an engineer, we have issue. We need to solve, and we solve that. Okay? So this will give everybody achievable subject, or achievable practice, or achievable skill, which is one can achieve. Okay? So this is for you today.